Hi, everyone. Welcome to Meet the Maker, a new series from All for American. At All for American, we believe every American product has a story worth telling, and Meet the Maker is our way of bringing those stories directly to you. Today, I'm excited to announce Jeff, and please help me welcome him from Lemongrass Farms.
Hello. Thank you for
Hi,
having
Jeff.
me.
Thank you for being here with us today. We're excited to learn more about your products, hear your story, and kind of dive into behind your brand.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, for anyone who hasn't discovered Lemongrass Farms yet, Lemongrass Farms is redefining insect repellent with all natural plant-based products made with essential oils. So, we have a few questions that we're going to dive into. But first, I would really love to hear about your inspiration behind Lemongrass Farms and just more about the products in general.
Sure. Well, I grew up in Atlanta, but I'm originally from South Louisiana. And whether it's Louisiana or Georgia, there's so many mosquitoes, right? And growing up as a kid, I just always remember going out on the boat with my dad, or I grew up playing tennis, and just we'd always use these legacy products that, although they were effective, you never loved to use them. They felt sticky or they smelled
Right.
bad, or you questioned what you're putting on your skin is really the bottom line. But we in 2022 we started kicking around the idea of coming up with an insect repellent that you loved to use, and one that could maybe feel good, smell good, and all natural and effective, right? So I spent the better part of 2022 kind of branding that out, and my inspiration the whole time was actually Sunbum,
Okay.
the SPF. Yeah, just the overall, um, what I call the category design of it all, where they kind of took an old stagnant category and came out with something a little more fun and trustworthy,
Yeah.
and really turned it upside down. So that was my inspiration. But it was a team effort, and we had some great people work on the formula, and I was behind the branding and how it's going to feel. What's the vibe? What's the attitude of the whole brand?
Yeah.
So we launched
And
it in
I can
2023.
That's awesome. And I can attest that I love the smell of the products, love the feel, love the efficiency of it too. It was in high demand. I had a 4th of July party and I started spraying it. And then everyone was like, oh, like what perfume is that? What are you wearing? And I was like, it's bug spray. And the
Yeah,
kids loved
yeah.
it. We have the kids one as well. So it's just an awesome, amazing product. I think you definitely redefined the space and brought something that's good for you and people enjoy using.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So speaking to a better for you product, Lemongrass Farms uses no DEET seed oil or aerosol. So can you share more about how you discovered using essential oils and plant-based moisturizers instead of those, previously used products?
Sure. Yeah. Well, my wife and I have 1,000 cousins and aunts in Louisiana. They're big essential oil users, and
Okay.
always have been, for really anything, their own little potions for, maybe relaxation or energy or whatever it may be. They're diffusing it in their homes and as they sleep and things. So I always kind of knew about essential oils. People have been using them for thousands of years, for one purpose or another.
Hmm.
But we have a chemist. His name is Steve, and he has like 30 years in the industry of you know not only aerosols but bag on valve, which we can get into. That's what this is. It's a bag on valve can that's powered by clean air.
Okay.
So there's actually a bag in here that holds the formula, and it's all powered, like dispensed by clean compressed air. So there's no flammables, there's no butane or anything like that. But
That's
anyways,
amazing.
back to Steve and the formula itself. Steve is an old hippie chemist and loves essential oils, and came to him with the idea of like, hey, this is what we're thinking. And he goes, man, I can knock this out of the park. Give me a few weeks. So he
And he
starts
did.
toss. He did, yeah. So there's four essential oils in here: lemongrass oil, geranium oil, peppermint, and cedarwood oil. All the ingredients are right here on the front, which they're all in bold, and they tell you exactly what they are. These are the active ingredients. These are pure essential oils. These are the inert ingredients. These are plant-based moisturizers. We put it all in bold on the front, which I think is pretty cool. There's what we say is zero mystery ingredients. So
I love that.
basically, what it is, it's a blend of four essential oils, two plant-based moisturizers, and water. So it's a water-based formula. So when you talk about other naturals on the product, or other naturals on the market, perhaps a lot of them use essential oils. Most of them do, but essential oils are only maybe 2 to 3% of the entire formula because they're so powerful, right? So
Okay.
the question is, what is the other 96%? What's the other 97%? And more times than not, it's all soybean oil or some kind of
Mhm.
carrier oil that is just a cheap cooking oil, a seed oil, um, that is greasy, makes you
Right.
sunburn, clogs your pores. Just it's just nasty, stains your clothes. So we kind of took more of a cosmetic approach where it's like, okay, let's make something that's super lightweight and sinks
Yeah,
into your skin really quickly and dries quickly, doesn't stain and doesn't mess with your hair. You know, a lot of women say that it doesn't mess with my hair, whatever that means. But um, yeah, I mean, it's just a pleasure to use. I call it pleasant repellent, and
it is.
people
Yeah.
love it. People really love it.
I love it. I'm super excited about it. I think it's awesome. But thank you for sharing all that. That's really interesting to know. And I love that your ingredients are in bold in the front, super transparent. I think it's important to know what people are putting on their body. So I love the transparency there, and everything is products that we know, which is really cool and can pronounce, which
Yes.
is unique.
Yeah, we say your skin is your second mouth and
Yeah.
kind of like your third kidney because you know your kidneys expel toxins. You need to sweat. You need to get rid of those too. So if you have something that's just topical and not really, it's just clogging up and disrupting your natural skin barrier. It's just no one likes insect repellent. No one likes using it. At least when you go to the beach, like I have to apply sunscreen as soon as I get there. It's just what it
Mhm.
is. It's a proactive approach where if you go fishing or wherever, walking your dog or whatever, you're not really reaching for the insect repellent until you're getting bit. You're like, okay, I have to use this now. It's just people avoid it. So we wanted to make one that's more of an everyday, casual, pleasant experience that it's not offensive. You know.
Yeah. I love that. And I'll just say once again, I was for the first time in my entire life excited to do yard work because I was like, oh, I'll put on some bug spray. And to your
Yeah.
point, I was never someone, sunscreen, yes, but I was never someone who gravitated to bug spray. I don't even think I bought it previously. I would just, get bit, deal with the gnats, the flies, kind of sway them off. And then I was doing yard work and I was like, oh, I have bug spray. I'm going to put it on. And I
Yeah.
actually was excited to use it.
That's
So just
funny. Yeah.
overall, if you can't tell, huge fan.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And speaking to, so not just bug spray for your skin, but you also have Scram, which is a surface spray. So can you share a little bit more about that product as well and how it works?
Sure. I don't have a can of Scram on me, but it's like a yellowish can, kind of looks similar. This is our caricature. His name's Chilo. But Scram is an area treatment or what we call a spatial repellent. So although it's 100% all natural, still a lot of the same great oils, but just in different ratios. Um, it's more for the area. So let's say you're having a picnic or a barbecue or a fish fry, or if you're in Louisiana, a crawfish boil. You put the food on the table and flies just come out of nowhere. So we're like, okay, we did some testing and turns out the common fly just hates lemongrass oil. It really kind of messes with their brain and they avoid it. So we made one that's really heavy on the lemongrass oil and you can spray the area or perhaps the table itself before you set the table. And it really keeps the flies away. So great for equestrian settings as well. I know flies get bad around the horses and things like that. So, and then we're kind of branching out to other line extensions as well. We have this little travel size Trek. It's a three
Okay.
ounce that you can just throw this in a diaper bag or the backpack or the fanny pack.
Yeah.
3 ounces, so of course it can fly. You can carry this on with you. And then we're coming out. We just released some wet wipes for kids too.
Oh,
So
very
you mentioned
cool.
earlier, yeah, we do have a Trek for kids formula. So yeah, we kind of put that in a convenient delivery system, a way of wet wipes. So that's launching really soon.
Awesome. That's a great idea. I love that application use there.
Thank you. Yeah.
And speaking to kids, can you share a little bit like how that formula is different for kids?
Sure. It really comes down to the sensitivity of their skin. It's the same blend of essential oils as in Trek, but the Trek for kids has less of this blend
Okay.
because although all natural and they are essential oils, lemongrass oil can be, a lot of people can use it as like a natural cleaner. So
Hmm.
if you have really brand new baby skin, it could just kind of irritate their skin a little bit. So we kind of toned it down. So I'd say that the Trek for kids is for that 2 to 4, 2 to 5 age
Okay.
range.
Okay. Awesome.
But I use this on my kids all the time. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you share when the wipes will be launching?
They are they're on the way to our facility now. So
Okay,
our
that's
first
awesome.
retail program with I can't say who it is. I don't want to say who it is
It's
yet,
okay.
but it'll be at the front of the store and all the checkout lanes. So
That's awesome.
it's a yeah, it's great. It's going to be along with this here. So more of
Okay,
your kind of impulse checkout kind of transaction.
got it. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I hope to be able to bring them to All for American as well soon, but
Of
that's exciting.
course,
Some new
of
products.
course, yeah. Yep.
Ah,
And we got another top secret project coming out. It's not a topical product, but it is a repellent. That's all
Okay.
I can say. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll have to bring you back onto our Meet the Maker. We'll do
Yeah,
another interview with you and get to hear about the new products. That'll be fun
absolutely.
when you're ready to
Absolutely.
share.
Anytime.
Awesome. So, speaking to you, so you have new products coming out. You have your existing line, which is amazing. But what are the biggest challenges of either building lemongrass farms or, kind of the industry that you're in?
Yeah, the biggest challenges would be, um, well, we are vertical, meaning we we have our own facility. We blend, batch, fill, label, ship everything out of one roof, right? And we have a lot of different customers that have a lot of different, um, details of how you get the product to their distribution center and ultimately on the shelf. I think the biggest challenge, aside from manufacturing, where you're fighting Murphy's Law every day, like things go wrong every day. Other than that, it was kind of getting to this point where, okay, we launched this great product. It is getting a lot of attention. We're trying to fulfill Whole Foods and Walmart and
Mm,
Target. Um, but it seems like you're killing it, but you can't really afford that great team you really need. So I'd say just coming up with the resources to fund a really great team
okay.
is a big challenge, because you come to this spot where it's like you need this great team, but you can't afford this great team. So you're kind of your whole team, your bare bones team is spread so thin, and everyone's doing so many things that really they need to be focused on like two or three priorities.
Right.
That should be their focus, and instead you're not really focusing on opportunities and growth. You're focusing on solving problems a
Okay.
lot of times, and that's hard to scale at that point. So I'd say making that leap of like, okay, finding the right people and then figuring out how to really bring them on full time and in a big way, and then get everyone really specialized and focused on, everyone's in their lane, doing what they're
Yeah.
best at. So we it's been about a year now, but we did find that team, and everything kind of changed after that.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. So you're made in the USA, obviously, but part of maybe it goes into people as well, but why is manufacturing in the USA important to you?
Oh, it's extremely important. There's a lot of greenwashed products out there that say they are this or that, or they say this is their, secret recipe, but in reality, it's licensed from some chemical house
Okay.
overseas, perhaps. So, yeah, it's important to us that we've always manufactured our own products. I actually come from the paint and coatings space.
Okay.
And yeah, when we were able to hire a chemist who had a background in personal care, it's like I've always been passionate about, natural alternatives. And I guess I'm like the quintessential millennial consumer, that kind of scared of your own shadow when it comes to, oh, what's in this? What chemicals are in this, right? Um, but it's important because we provide a lot of jobs, locally in Cartersville, Georgia, which is, I don't want to say it's extremely rural, but it's about an hour north of Atlanta, and
Okay.
we put food on the table for a lot of people, and we have quality stuff. We're putting out quality stuff that our reputation is tied to. Being a
Right.
small family business, you know, we can't afford to put out some junk that will,
Mhm.
people see right through you nowadays. So
Yeah.
the user experience of a product, I think, kind of comes full circle. When you have an idea, you put a good brand behind it, your messaging is right, it's resonating with people. But if the user experience is not what you promised, then it's not going to go anywhere. You really
Right.
have to have this like really genuine, like authentic. It does what it says they said it. It does what they said it would do, kind of thing. And it's like, oh wow, it really is this. I think that kind of closes the loop, and you really have something powerful that can, word of mouth, and
Yeah.
just as long as you keep pushing, don't give up. I think you can do some special things.
Yeah. Well, we agree, and it sounds like you have a great team. You do have a great product, one that people enjoy using, and a brand new product. So that all sounds incredible.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been really fun. We were in about 5,600 stores in
Oh, wow.
2025.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was like scanning. Another thing is like getting good data.
Yeah.
That's something you need as you scale. You need to be looking at, oh, you're selling in this channel, this channel, this channel, what your competition's doing, and whatever. So we're looking at the scan data of 2025, and we were in about 5,600 stores. And by the end of this year, 2026, we'll be in 17,000 stores. So
Wow.
that's triple maybe.
Yeah.
So drinking through the proverbial fire hose a lot of times.
That's huge
And
growth.
It's huge growth. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's going back to the team, you need a good team um, to support you and help each other. Everyone has to be on the same page, and surprises come up, but you got to deal with them. And but if you don't have a good team, it's impossible.
Yeah. I know the same. I think we have a great team here at All for American as well. So people is a huge part of our business as well. And that actually ties into my next question. So at All for American, we are all for people, prosperity, and just supporting small businesses and growth. So what does Lemongrass Farms stand for? What are you all for?
I'd say we stand for transparency. There's going back to the millennial demographic. I feel like we're a very peculiar consumer group where we kind of know we've been lied to over the years. We've been through a lot, and with the internet being around, it's easier to find alternatives more than ever. So if let's say a deodorant company comes out and says, "Oh, sorry for putting aluminum in our deodorant for all these decades. Please forgive us." I feel like that's pretty disingenuous, and I feel like millennials are gonna. They're like, okay, I can open up TikTok or Instagram. I can go
Mhm.
find a product that I love, and once you find it, and once that user experience hits and comes full circle, it's like you really have a loyal customer, like in that millennial. I feel like many groups are probably like that, but I feel like millennials are really like that. Is that we are loyal, but if you betray them, we'll never go back
Right.
because it's so easy to find great products. So I want to stand for having something that fulfills on the brand promise. I want to have a brand that is fun, and when you pick up the can and you read it, I want people to know, kind of. I want it to be intuitive, where it's like, okay, whoever made this, like, kind of knows what's going on. Like I feel
Mhm.
like they know me. I feel like they like care um, about this and about my family. Whatever. So um, yeah, it's pretty important to us. We do help the environment too. We
Yeah.
give back to the Bee and Butterfly Habitat Fund, which is a 501(c) out of the Midwest, and they build habitats for pollinators. So I think
Okay.
in 2025, excuse me, in 2025, our proceeds planted like 1 billion wildflowers,
Oh,
which is
wow.
awesome. Yeah, 1 billion wildflowers. So that's it's really cool. Mm,
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
hmm
Super awesome.
Yeah, and then we're also the only non-GMO verified insect repellent out there. You
Okay.
see this on snack foods and beverages
Yeah.
all the time, and this was a big deal to me because I'm like, look, believe me, people around the office are like, this doesn't make sense. They're like, why do that? Why go that far? I'm like, guys, like, because we can,
Yeah.
because we can, and again, your skin is your second mouth, so that's a long-winded answer, but I think what we stand for is just, you know, if you can reduce your chemical exposure in some ways, it's all around us now. But
Hmm.
so it's more important than ever to kind of, pick and choose what you can control.
Yeah.
So yeah, we stand for transparency and I guess fun, just have fun with your friends and family. And
I love it.
yeah, I don't want to get too deep, right? But yeah,
Well, I think that's all great. Your people, your communities, your fun, transparency, all things that we support as well. So I love what Lemongrass stands for.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, I have a big thank you. So thank you for spending time with us today. Thank you for sharing more about yourself, your brand, your products, and more importantly, thank you for bringing us Truck and Scram, my absolute summer essentials right now. That, as I said, I could not be more excited about or love more. So thank you
Of
for
course.
saving my skin this summer, protecting my picnics, and everything that you do.
Of course. It's my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Jeff, we hope to have you back um, and share more when you have your new products launched as well. Would love to hear about what's, secret going on there and what you have
Yeah, I'd
cooking.
love to. I'd love to.
Yeah,
Just let me know.
absolutely. And then if you haven't already, be sure to check out Scram and Trek and Lemongrass Farms on allforamerican.com.